Hey guys, today we're going to be looking through my pickups for the month of October 2021. So let's take a look at everything I got. Real quick before we discuss everything I got here on this table, I have to show one thing that I should have showed in my last month's pickups video, but because I'm an idiot, I totally forgot to share it with you guys. And that is the Tales of Arise Collector's Edition. If you recall, I did make like a video on this a while back where like how that Bandai Namco, they if you had ordered the collector's edition on their website, they like sent out emails to people when the game like came out on launch day, and that for those that didn't get their collector's edition delivered, they sent like emails to those that hadn't got it with like a code for the game in there, so that way you could play the game on launch day still, not have to wait for yours to come in, though didn't expect them to do that, but nonetheless got the collector's edition. I haven't opened it yet, and honestly it is my first game in the Tales of series that I've ever played, and so far I've really enjoyed it, honestly. So yeah, I do look forward to like continuing the game and eventually playing through the rest of the series there. Alright, so now the rest of this here is everything I got throughout the month. Now, I have more games that I did get this month that you're not seeing here. That's because I made like separate videos on that stuff, because if you guys remember, if you've seen those videos, I took a family vacation to the Outer Banks in North Carolina, where we first landed in Virginia, then went down to like North Carolina to stay at our place there. But in like Virginia and North Carolina, I like visited stores there that I did make separate videos on, so highly recommend you guys check those out in the cards up top over there. But nonetheless, these are the rest of the games that I got throughout the month. Ones that they just like came in the mail or just got from like my local game stores here and whatnot. So yeah, let's go and discuss them. So first batch, some PS5 games here. This one I ordered like a year ago, it feels. Bugs and Axe. This is an indie game that on like the PS5's launch almost a year ago. It was like if you're watching this day, it came out October 31st, Halloween. 12 days from now, the console's going to be, God, 1 year old. That's crazy to think. But that month, in November last year, this game, Bugs and Axe, was free on PlayStation Plus. And I haven't played the game, honestly, because I've seen like gameplay of it, and it's just not my kind of game. It's like, it doesn't look interesting to me, but I still wanted to pick up a physical copy of it. That Fan Gamer was the ones that published this here. They meant to release this physical version like months ago, but due to how the world is currently right now with just getting supplies in, not just for shipping, but even like because some game cases and all that has been very limited, for all of a sudden now that stuff is limited due to, you know, all the stuff that became limited for the last year and a few months and all that, so now it's affecting this all of a sudden. But yeah, Bugs and Axe, depending on who you talk to, is like, you probably may like this game. Just to me, it's I'm not really a fan of it, but still wanted to pick this up though regardless, because it's a nice physical indie release, which I like supporting. This next one here, I only got this because it was really cheap at a price I was willing to pay for it, because honestly, I don't care for the game, truth be told, but this game is still objectively good, though, that I wanted to show its support for that case alone, but I just don't care for it much. It's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, I'm serious, I say I don't care about this game. Why? It's Star Wars. I don't care for Star Wars. Yes, I'm one of the rare nerds who doesn't care for Star Wars. I don't know why, I just don't care for it, but I do like admit this game though, this is pretty good though. Don't get me wrong though, because I don't like Star Wars. Don't let that affect your opinion on this game here. It is objectively good, for sure. Maybe if I care enough, like, I'll play it one of these days, but for now it's like I don't, and it was just really cheap for me to get, and that's why I picked it up. Next one here, I did get the, I think I got last month the PAL version of this game here, and it had its own like edition that we never got in the States, but now this month I decided to get the North American version of this game. That's Observer System Redux. This is a really interesting horror game. If I recall, I think the developers that made Soma made this. Correct me if I'm wrong, that might be a different developer, I can't remember exactly. But I do have this game on PC, though. That's where I'm going to play it, because it's a first-person game, and I can't handle first-person games without a mouse, honestly. But I still wanted to get the North American physical copy of it on the PS5, though, because I love picking up games for the system, obviously. So, yeah, that's that. This next one, I am really happy this game got re-released here. This was like a game that, first off, so deserved to be on PlayStation, which didn't happen until now this month. And I swear it's like a horror game that Time Studio forgotten about in a way, but now thankfully to its re-release, more people can experience, because it's such a good game, in my opinion. Alan Wake Remastered. Seriously, if you haven't played this game, you're a fan of survival horror games, you have to play this game. It is so good. And graphically, with the exception of like seeing the character models up close, this game still holds up very well today. I am like amazed how amazing this game looks still. But yeah, the gameplay of this, it's pretty unique compared to like other survival horror games where you have to like aim your flashlight at the enemies, and you have to like wait till they're vulnerable and you start shooting them. And you'll later in the game you'll just come like hordes and hordes of enemies and different types and all that, that some take more damage or require more strategy to take them down. But yeah, you have to play this game. If you're, like I said, fan of survival horror games, you owe it to yourself to pick this up here. Plus the story of it, it's pretty good and has like a cliffhanger ending that it's like one of those like up to you to think of like what happens in the ending and all that. This next one here, I saw this at Meijer when my mother recently visited me, and we went shopping in there, and I just like saw this at Meijer, which my local Meijers here where I live, it is trash for buying games. It's like they just throw it on a shelf in like those big protective containers, and they just don't organize them at all. It's like, yeah, I don't care. Those are just whatever things that we have to sell, apparently. Like, that's what it feels like. But this was $3. FIFA 21 NXT Next Level Edition, whatever. Yeah, it's sealed, and I only picked it up because it was, like I said, $3. Nothing left to say on that. Then the newest game that came out like this month here, like of all like new game releases through this month, like this is the one that I was so looking forward to, and glad that it, so far of what I played of it, is lived up to the hype so far. Metroid Dread. I do have the special edition you guys see up behind me right there that I picked up at Video Game Heaven in Virginia when I took my trip down there. I was amazed they have that in stock. I was so thankful that I had the chance to like get that, because I could never get a pre-order of the special edition up there. But yeah, Metroid Dread, though, the game, oh man, it is amazing. I absolutely love this game so far. I've only gotten up to the second Emmy robot so far in the game, but yeah, I do look forward to eventually just completing this game here pretty soon. Next one. Oh man, yes, I have multiple copies of this game, but I don't care. I absolutely love this game so much. It's probably one of my top 10 favorite games ever, that I think I'll do like a review of this version of the game here. That is Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. All versions of the game here, as well as a extra PS5 copy that I wanted to open and play here, because I prefer playing on the system there because of all of its advantages and stuff. Yeah, like, what can I not say about this game that hasn't already been said. Honestly, it's one of those games that I feel like everyone should try at least once, even if you're not into visual novel games, because you think like dating sims are just weird, which I don't blame for that, because some of them are pretty weird. But this is one that is a mandatory experience if you like video games. Like, you owe it to yourself to play these games here. That I felt the need to go and get every single version of the game, because I'm a huge fan of Monica right there. God, she's so nice right there. Anyways, moving on. The next batch here, these are ones that I got online here. This one, as soon as I saw like the box art of this, that I saw in one other person's video, as he got like a lot of like random games that he bought in like an eBay lot, and he like had this, and when I saw it, I was like, I've never seen this before, and this box art looks amazing, and that's what made me go pick this up. It's Naughty Bear. This, oh man, if I recall from what my coworker described this game, you play as this bear you see on the cover, and I think you like interrupt like a party that you suddenly start having to kill like these other little bears and all that. I could be like half right on that that's what the game is about, but oh my god, dude, this game just looks so ridiculous and awesome at the same time. I do look forward to like trying this game sometime in the future. This one here, I am happy to have gotten this right here. The way I found this, there's an eBay seller I found that he was selling like multiple lots of like PS3 games and like other systems, where basically he was asking like $20 per game, even though when I looked at the listings, like, dude, most of those games you have are only worth $5, but it's like, whatever, you good luck trying to sell that stuff. But he had this one here that this is definitely worth a little bit of money, but at the same time, I almost never see this game pop up at all. So I just messaged him, was like, hey, are you willing to sell this game alone, pretty please? And thankfully he said yes. It took forever to get the listing set up that I thought he forgot, but thankfully got the game finally. It is Tesla grade. The many other physical versions of this game, they are just hard to come by, in all honesty. It's like they printed so few copies of this game for like every system that it got a physical release for. But as soon as I saw it on the PS3 in that listing, it's like I didn't hesitate to like pick this up here. It's not an expensive game. It's just you don't see it often is all, and that's why that I like really wanted, hoping that guy would like sell it to me like alone, so I don't have to buy all those lots of games and all that. So yeah, happy to have that for sure. These next three here, these came from a store that I visited up at down in North Carolina during the family trip there. The store I visited, it's mainly a comic book and like card game shop. And they do have like games there, but it's not like their main focus. And sorry, I can't remember the name of the store. I'll put the name of it somewhere over in the video here. Yeah, if you're in like the Outer Banks areas, like, do visit the store though, especially you're into like card game stuff, comics and all that. They got like a nice selection. They did like recently open up last year, hence why it's like their selection of stuff isn't that vast, but they are too, and pretty good though of like what I've seen there when I went to the store and like viewed online. Is like they are doing good for themselves, thankfully. So these games here, the first one, it's Disney Infinity 2.0. Nothing special to say there. It's just a game I didn't have for the system, and it was like $1, literally. This next one, Capcom Classics Collection. Just a collection of games from Capcom's history. That's include Street Fighter 2. I don't know which version it is, but it's there. Ghosts and Goblins, Legendary Wings, Bionic Commando, Forgotten Worlds, Ghouls and Ghosts, Section Z, 1942, Mercs, Commando, Exceed, Exus, Gunsmoke, Sun, and Final Fight. So, yeah, just like a nice little collection of games here. As soon as I saw it, just felt the need to pick it up. And this one here, this series back on the PS2 as well as like the other systems, these were relatively good games that I feel like didn't get the recognition they deserve due to like the stigma that movie licensed games tend to suck. But this license though, like back then on those systems, these games were really good. That's Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. These are really good hack and slash games that they do take place in like during the events of the movies. I did play the Return of the King. That's what me and my brother had back then. We played that game a lot back then. It's like that we had so much fun with that game. But never had the Two Towers. I think we may have rented this one at one point back then. But I can't remember if it was that or a different one. But yeah, highly recommend you would pick these up. They're pretty fun hack and slash games. The best game, though, in my opinion, of like all the Lord of the Rings licensed games they made, though, was it's called Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. That is basically an RPG game that goes through the three original trilogy movies, like goes through like the big events throughout the trilogy, and it's the system they used is basically a clone of Final Fantasy X's battle system. And you fight like all of like the monsters or orcs, whatever, that you've seen through the movies, and all of like the big colossal enemies as well. That overall is still a very good game to play to this day. That if you loved Final Fantasy X and you're also a fan of Lord of the Rings, you owe it to yourself to play the Third Age. Highly recommend it. This last one here, this is a collector's edition of a game that I got yesterday, actually. And this series, honestly, I've never been a fan of this series. I've played like 2 of the games in the series, and it's just like I want to like it, but I've just not having much fun with it. This game did release free for PlayStation Plus a few months ago, but I wanted to get like a physical version of it, and for this collector's edition, I wanted to get it, but didn't feel like paying the MSRP price for it until if it ever went on sale, and surprisingly it did on Amazon, so that's when I picked it up. That's Oddworld Soulstorm, a collector's edition. Like I said, this is a series that I hear a lot about. It's definitely one of those like series that has like a cult following behind it. But man, those like for the games that I played of it, I just like not having that much fun with it. The ones that I have played, it's Stranger's Wrath, which I think is like a third-person game. Like to me, that game is boring. Honestly, like don't hate me on that. And the other one was Oddworld New and Tasty, which that is a remake of the first game, if I recall correctly, on the PS1. And I wanted to give another shot one of these days. I kind of like what I play of that, but I just like put it down for some reason. I just didn't come back to it. But for this game, though, I'm pretty sure it is something like the first game and New and Tasty, if it's like a side-scrolling puzzle game. I do have the game free with PlayStation Plus and all that, so I'll play the game that way, as I may keep this sealed here. But, yep, that'll do it. And but we got one more thing here. Now, I gotta give major shout out to my buddy Brightheart. I owe him a lot for this last thing I have for that. Before I left for my vacation middle of this month, I asked him, as I knew he had this, he showed it to me, hey, are you willing to do like a little trade thing here, or just like an offer I'll make to you? I will give you $20 for this game, and I will also, for the whole week that I'm gone to North Carolina, I will let you borrow my PS5 along with some games, especially Final Fantasy VII Remake, which he had the time of his life with that game for all of his reactions. He explained to me on that. And it's like, I'll let you have those 2 things, and when I come back, like, I'll take my system back, obviously. in exchange for this one game that I really want, but with what it goes for online now, it's just expensive. Not majorly expensive, but it's like little more than the cost of a brand new game, like a new $70 game now. And with its age, I just not comfortable paying that price, despite that it's part of a series that I absolutely love. And thankfully he said yes, so I paid $20 for this game and let my friend borrow a PS5 so he can finally experience some games that he's been wanting to. But the game that I got from him, Valkyria Chronicles 2. Thankfully with this game here, this now completes my collection for Valkyria Chronicles series. With the exception of, say, like Japanese versions, I do know for VC3 there's like 2 different physical versions of it that I have one of them, but the second one, it's like an expansion pack type game where it has like the full game and as well as like additional content in it, if I do recall correctly. But this was just the one that I had yet to get to complete the whole series now. So yeah, Brightheart, man, thank you for taking that offer, as I can't thank you enough for getting this game here. So that will do it for this month's pickups here. Appreciate you rate this video, share with your friends, comment below what you guys got this month, or like what caught your interest with all this stuff here. Do subscribe for more content like this in the future, and also happy Halloween if you're watching this the day it comes out. Until then, guys, see you next time.